My wife wants to divorce me. How can I make her stay? Hey Reddit, I'm at my wit's end, and I need some serious advice. I'm pouring my heart out here because I don't know where else to turn. My wife served me divorce papers this morning, and I'm completely blindsided. I thought we were finally getting back on track after the worst year of our lives, but now it feels like my whole world is collapsing again. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. I'm writing this from our apartment in Charlotte, North Carolina, with 2 cats staring at me like I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. Here's the story. My wife, let's call her Lily, and I have been together for nearly a decade, since we were teenagers. We met in high school, back when I was a gangly kid trying to figure out life, and she was this radiant, whip-smart girl who could light up any room. We dated through college, got married 3 years ago in a small ceremony at a local vineyard, and dreamed of building a big, messy, beautiful life together. 2 years ago, we welcomed our son, Noah. He was perfect, big blue eyes, a laugh that could melt you. But just over a year ago, we lost him to a sudden illness. He was only 9 months old. It shattered us, both in ways I can't even put into words. Since Noah's death, Lily hasn't been the same. I mean, how could she be? I haven't either, but she took it so hard. For months, she cried herself to sleep every night. I'd hold her, feeling helpless, wishing I could take her pain away. She started relying on sleeping pills to get through the night, and it scared me how much she needed them. Our life turned into this foggy, grief-soaked blur. We stopped hosting our usual Sunday barbecues, stopped going to trivia nights at our favorite brewery, stopped being us. But I thought we were in it together, you know? Like we'd lost Noah, but we still had each other. Lily's an occupational therapist, or was, until she stopped working after Noah passed. She was incredible at her job. I used to love picking her up from the clinic, seeing her in those colorful scrubs, always carrying some random craft project she'd made with her clients. She had this gift for making people feel seen, whether it was a kid with autism or an elderly stroke patient. I'd tease her about bringing home glitter and pipe cleaners, but secretly, I loved it. Now, she barely leaves our bed. It's like she's become a ghost of herself, just existing in our apartment, staring at the walls. I miss her so much, even when she's right there. I've tried everything to pull her out of this. I cooked her favorite meals, shrimp and grits, homemade apple pie. I suggested therapy, but she said she wasn't ready. I even went through her old work files, thinking maybe I could find some OT project to spark her interest, like a sensory board or one of those fidget toys she used to make. Nothing worked. Then, about 3 months ago, she started going to this community gardening group with a bunch of older women from our neighborhood. I was thrilled she was getting out of bed, talking to people, planting flowers. I thought it was a turning point. I even built her a little vertical garden for our balcony, so she could grow herbs and succulents without leaving home. She seemed to like it, or at least she smiled when I showed it to her. I thought we were healing, slowly but surely. Then, out of nowhere, this morning, she hands me divorce papers. I was making coffee, still in my pajamas, when she slid this manila envelope across the kitchen counter. Her face was blank, like she'd already checked out. I opened it, saw the words dissolution of marriage, and felt like the floor dropped out from under me. She didn't ask for anything. Not the apartment, not alimony, not even our 2 cats, Machi and Sushi, who she's always adored. It's like she just wants to vanish. I asked her why, begged her to talk to me, but she just said, I can't do this anymore. I don't even know when she had time to see a lawyer. Was she planning this while she was out gardening? How did I miss this? Lily's been my everything. My first love, my first kiss, my partner through every high and low. I can't imagine my life without her. I keep replaying the last few weeks, trying to figure out what I did wrong. Was I not supportive enough? Did I push her too hard to get better? I know losing Noah broke us, but I thought we were stronger than this. I'm desperate to make her stay, to fix whatever's broken. I've thought about grand gestures, like writing her a letter or planning a weekend away to reconnect. I've considered asking her parents to talk to her, since they've always been close. But I'm scared I'm just grasping at straws. Has anyone been through something like this? How do you convince someone you love to stay when they're already halfway out the door? And how do you even start a process losing your child in your marriage? Update 1. A wake-up call I didn't see coming. Wow, Reddit. I don't even know where to start. Reading your comments made me feel like the biggest idiot in the world, but also so grateful for the reality check. So many of you pointed out something I should have seen. Lily isn't just grieving. She's in a dangerous place mentally. I feel like such a failure as a husband for not realizing how deep this went. I'm shaking as I write this, but I need to update you because things have escalated, and I'm trying to do right by her now. After reading your advice, I decided to confront the situation head-on. Yesterday morning, I woke up early and made her favorite breakfast, blueberry pancakes with maple syrup and crispy bacon, the way she used to love on lazy Sundays. I thought if I could create a calm moment, we could really talk. We sat at the kitchen table, and I just came out with it. Lily, are you thinking about hurting yourself? Are you trying to leave because you don't want to be here anymore? I don't think I'll ever forget her reaction. She froze, her fork halfway to her mouth, and then she just broke. She started sobbing, this gut-wrenching sound I hadn't heard since Noah's funeral. She screamed about how she can't handle grieving again, how she's terrified of losing everyone she loves. She said the women in her gardening group, all widows or people who've lost parents, siblings, friends, keep talking about their losses, and it's made her feel like life is just a cycle of pain. She said our apartment, the cats, even me remind her of Noah, and she can't escape it. She admitted she's been thinking about ending her life, not because she wants to die, but because she can't bear to keep hurting. I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. I thought after a year, she was coping better, or at least that her gardening was a sign of progress. How could I be so blind? She told me that when she looks at Machi and Sushi, all she sees is how they used to curl up next to Noah during his naps. It broke my heart all over again, because I remember those moments too, the cats purring, Noah's tiny hand resting on their fur. I held her for a long time, and we both cried. I told her I'd do anything to help her, that I wasn't giving up on her or us. That afternoon, I called her parents, who live about 20 minutes away. They invited us over for their weekly Sunday family lunch, and I explained everything. They were devastated but not surprised. Apparently, Lily had been dropping hints about feeling trapped in our life, but they didn't know how bad it was. We decided to stage a sort of intervention. I told Lily that if she really wants a divorce, I'll respect her choice, but I begged her to let us try to work through this first. I suggested she stay at her parents' house for a while, like she did right after Noah died, so she could be away from the apartment and its memories. She agreed, but she looked so defeated, like she didn't have the energy to fight anymore. This morning, I took all my vacation days for the week. I work as a project manager at a construction firm, so I had some saved up. Lily had an emergency therapy session with a counselor her mom found. The therapist was blunt. Lily's showing signs of severe depression and suicidal ideation, and they recommended a 24-hour psychiatric hold. Lily freaked out at the idea, sobbing and hyperventilating, saying she didn't want to be locked up. Her mom, the therapist, and I agreed to a compromise. She'll stay with her parents under strict supervision, with daily therapy sessions, until she either agrees to inpatient care or shows improvement. We're taking shifts to make sure someone's always with her. In a weird twist, this afternoon, when she was a bit calmer, Lily asked me to run to the store and buy a bunch of chocolate eggs, gift bags, and craft supplies. She spent hours making these adorable Easter baskets, tying ribbons, and writing little notes. She said she wants to give them to kids and seniors through her gardening friends' community connections. I was floored. She hasn't shown this kind of energy in months. I reached out to a couple of her OT friends who work at a local hospital and a nursing home, and they're setting it up so she can hand out the baskets tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll be a bright spot for her, something to hold on to. I just got back from dropping her off at her parents' house. The cats are acting weird, rubbing against my legs, which they never do. I think they miss her. I feel like I'm drowning in guilt and grief. I keep thinking about how I failed her, how I didn't see the signs. I'm terrified of losing her, not just to divorce, but to something so much worse. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with a therapist the counselor recommended, someone who can stay with Lily during the day while her mom and I handle chores or catch a nap. I'm also looking into grief support groups for both of us, because I realize now I haven't processed Noah's death either. Thank you, Reddit, for waking me up. I don't know what's next, but I'm fighting for her with everything I've got.